Bengals defender Joseph Ossai recently coming out of an interview saying, hey, the Bengals defense in 2024 didn't buy in until the last 5 games of the season, didn't buy in until December. And I tell you, wow, if we'll see where this goes. But if that doesn't open the eyes, if that doesn't raise the red flags regarding Zach Taylor. Now, I imagine Joseph Ossai saying that thinking, this is Lou's fault. Lou's out the door. I can say this. We got a new coach coming in. I would imagine that is where that's premised. But we have to remember, who hired Lou? Whose teams struggle to start every single season? It is Zach Taylor. And to hear that guys were not buying into Lou Anarumo, by the way, his defense did push this team to a Super Bowl. His defenses have improved later into the season. And it does raise the question, it's like, are they not buying in early? They're buying late? Is it because they're playing, lesser teams late in the season? And to me, it's like, hey, there was a pass interference away from beating the Chiefs early in the season. You talk about what could have been a completely momentum shifting, season shifting moment. But they had the pass interference, end up losing the game. You look late in the games, it feels like this defense always had the confidence, more confidence. They're giving up 30 points, but if they're getting a stop, it's in the fourth quarter. I know a lot of people did not agree with that take by me throughout the season, but I was saying, hey, they gave up a lot of points, but when push came to shove, the fourth quarter came around, they found a way to get a stop, or they found a way to get a turnover and put the offense in position to win the game, and then the offense at that point just kind of ran out of gas. That being said, though, you look at things and say, didn't buy in. That's the first thing I think about is when you say you didn't buy in, is you start this season and the players don't believe in the system. The players don't believe in the scheme. They don't believe in the coaches. You have, to me, one of your top jobs as a coach. You game plan and you instill confidence into your players and you make them believe that they can win every single game. You make them believe in themselves. You believe in this team. You get the absolutely most out of them, because when they play with confidence, when they play with motivation, they're going to play their best. If they go into week 7 scared out of their shoes that they can't stop anybody, that reflects on the coaching staff. Again, sure, Lou Anarumo gets some credit for that, but Zach Taylor hired him. Zach Taylor's above everybody, and it's a team effort in those early weeks of the season where nobody's playing well. And again, when you think they're not buying in, it just feels like, and this is a thing for the Bengals where it just feels like players may not necessarily believe in the coaching staff, but when Joe Burrow pulls a Houdini, when Joe Burrow says, hey, I'll just do it all myself, and has some sort of Superman heroic moment that really jolts the team and says, oh wow, we can win any game we possibly play with this man at quarterback. They see it live, they see it in the flesh, couple games in a row, couple drives in a row. And all of a sudden, that confidence is back. Hey, we can do this. But is it really your quarterback's responsibility to be the one instilling the confidence, instilling the motivation in your defense, in the rest of your team? Absolutely. Does he have a big impact? Can he really excel? Can he really propel the team? But if your coach if the coach brings them in level right here, and your quarterback can now bring that level up here, compared to the coach bringing them in with that level right around here, and then the quarterback brings them up to here, you can see the difference in team morale, team chemistry, team play. We know we're talking all about free agency. Players not coming to Cincinnati like they did. We're going to remember that after that Super Bowl run, there was players that wanted to be here in free agency. They said they wanted to play for Joe Burrow. They thought this team had a chance anytime Burrow was on the field. And now we're wondering, the Bengals, why do they have a quieter free agency? Again, we don't know. We truly do not know every single thing. We can speculate all day. Been an ugly free agency. I'm sure part of it is the Bengals front office not wanting to pay guys. There's also, we got to remember, when it was active in free agency, there's guys that just wanted to be here. Orlando Brown Jr. reportedly took a little less to play with the Bengals and the Chiefs. But when you go out 9-8 season, 2 in a row, when you're 4-8 halfway through the season, when your quarterback is standing on your head, the rest of the league sees that. They say, wow, this guy's playing at an MVP level, and his team isn't even sniffing playoffs right now. I'm going to go play for the Bills on that cheap deal. People are like, why didn't the Bengals sign this guy the Lions got on a cheap deal? Because he's been with the Lions for 4 years. And it was better than the Bengals. These players that are going to take lower contract, cheaper deals, they don't go to the average to below average teams. Rarely. Because the average to below average teams are the ones that overpay them. They go to the teams that are good where they want to go and win championships. Or if you play with a team that's good, a prime example, if you're an interior defensive offensive lineman playing on a stacked front, you're going to look a lot better than playing on an offensive line that is horrible. So you sign for a year there, your contract value is going to go up. Tight ends is a prime example. Tight ends see it in Cincinnati. I'm going to go play for the Bengals because Joe Burrow is going to make me look amazing and get me paid. Free agents think like that too in every regard. So it is important to say, wow, why are we hearing the early cracks potentially of players aren't buying in? That's a concern. That's a big concern. If the Bengals were to not make playoffs next season, and if Zach Taylor isn't fired, there's gonna be some fire going around the Bengals community, to say at the very least, because again, this is the problem I have with Joseph Ossai saying this. I think a lot of us kind of thought it already. The Bengals come into the season unprepared. Part of being unprepared is you're just not confident in the game plan. You're not confident in yourself. You're not confident in this team. You get late into a game and it's 16-10 against one of the worst teams in the league, and you don't buy in and say, we can win this one. That's a confidence problem. All of a sudden, you're dropping passes. You're not finishing your routes. You're making mistakes. Comes back to the coaching, all from the top. We got to remember, Zach Taylor, if there was a problem with players buying in, they was buying in for years. Or there was always that motivational level of concern because, it's been an early start to every season problem. And if that's the problem, if that's the question, why did we hold on so long? Zach Taylor's in charge of that. Concerning. I hope it changes. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go into next season, Bengals start 2-0, Bengals start 4-0. And I hope we see things change without Golden. Maybe that was it. Maybe we were just missing one little link there. Problem is, I remember too frequently, even on a Super Bowl run, where the offense was stagnant, it was stalled out, it looked like it had no life until Joe Burrow took control of things. And Joe Burrow ran that no-huddle offense. When Zach Taylor was calling those plays, it just felt like, again, players going through the motions, player not having the confidence, not buying into the play calling. But when Nine was back there, no-huddle offense, 2-minute drill, they have the confidence and were they buying in? Nonetheless, we'll see what happens out of this one. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.